Okay, hopefully this is a quick video on how to double space and first line indent your papers for correct MLA format submission. I'd like to make a note that this will also work for APA submissions, which are double spaced with the first line indented as well. And when you're in college, most of the papers that you will be submitting are double spaced in this way, unless your professor specifically tells you to do something different. So we're looking at a couple of paragraphs I want to put into MLA format. Right now they're not in MLA format, which is double spaced, first line indented, and the title also centered. The first thing I'm going to do is highlight the entire document. And to do that, I will hold down the Control key on my PC with the letter A when I'm in the document, and it will highlight the entire everything that's in the document. If I'm on a Mac, it's Command and the letter A, and it will do the same thing. So I'm looking at this. I see that it's in Aptos 12 point as the font. So let me just change that first. I'm going to make it Times New Roman and 12 point, so that's correct. Next thing I'm going to do is double space, because let me look at this and it looks like it might be double spaced. It certainly doesn't look single spaced, but there's definitely something wrong here. And the default on Microsoft Word is 1.15 spacing with the Aptos or sometimes Arial font. Sometimes it's Calibri. But to get to the paragraph menu, I'm going to put my my cursor on the highlighted portion. I'm going to right click and I get these two menus, which tells me I'm here in Times New Roman, so that's good. I'm going to go up to paragraph, click on that, and see that the alignment is left, which is correct. Do not do justified or right, obviously, but left is correct for the alignment. The indentation, we need the first line of each paragraph indented. 0 is correct. Special needs to be first line indented by 0.5, which is the default, and that's correct. And now the spacing. The line spacing is multiple here. It should be double. And so I'm going to choose double there. And this before and after, they both need to be 0, because you can't have extra spacing between the paragraphs. The default is 8 points after each paragraph. So when you look at this, the 1.16 line spacing that was the default also gives you an extra 0.8 between the end of the first paragraph and the beginning of the second paragraph, which is also not correct. You want the same spacing, double, between each paragraph and between each line in the paragraphs. So this is correct. We're going to go back again. Left 0, 0, first line by 0.5, 0 before, 0 after, double spacing, click OK, and we have a pretty well formatted couple of paragraphs. I've got a typo there. Get rid of that. The most with the saying that there should be a comma after most, which is actually not correct. Shame on you, Microsoft Word. There should be a comma before, but not after. And definition here, let's see if that, what definition? By definition, that is actually correct. And a second-class citizen. This, when I put in that comma there, second class got unhighlighted, but second, it should be a second dash class position. Okay, so the only thing left to do is change the title. This is a title. It's in title case, which means that the first letter of each word in the title is capitalized. And I'm highlighting this. I have to bring it back to the margin before I can actually center it. And the way to do that is I'm showing my ruler here, view, show, rulers highlighted, or checked rather, and that way I can see this ruler up here. I'm going to just take this down arrow, or maybe it's an upside down triangle. I'm going to move it back to the margin so that it'll be centered in the middle of the page, not in the middle of the indented line. And I'm going to go back to Home, Paragraph. From the drop-down menu, choose Centered, and that's centered. And this is what a 2-paragraph MLA essay looks like. This word protectorship is highlighted in red, and if I click on it, it wants me to say protectorship or protector's hip. Both of those are incorrect, and I put this in here to show that the artificial intelligence is artificial, and it's not actually very intelligent. When you choose a specific word that you know is going to be wrong, stick to your guns. But if you're not sure, 90% of the time, the artificial intelligence, especially the free Grammarly, which you should be using, will pick up on the words that are not used properly. So this is going to be doubly checked. I'm using the Microsoft Word here to check it, and then I'm going to go back and check with Grammarly as well. For those of you using Google Docs, and I strongly urge you not to do that, and you can see why in the introduction to this video. But here we are, again, the same exact thing, and I'm going to highlight the title this time. Actually, I'm going to highlight the whole thing. And just for your note, if you do Control or Command A, it does highlight the whole thing again, so I can change the font right away. So the font is in this menu here. Times New Roman is there. Sometimes it's 11. The size should be 12. That is correct. So this is the correct font now. Looking at the same time, this one, put the comma in the right place there. Second class needs a hyphen. So this is a pretty good proofreading program, even though some of the other things about it are a little interesting. I'm going to click on the title. I'm going to center the title. Where is that? Alignment and indent center. Okay. And now I need to double space this and put in the first paragraph indent. Now notice that you can't highlight the title because that's going to mess up your title, but the rest of it, I'm going to highlight the paragraphs. I'm going to go to Format, and I'm going to go to Line and Spacing. I'm going to see that it's 1.15, but I want it double. And now it's double, but there's extra spaces between the paragraphs. Again, so I'm going to go back to Format, Lines and Spacing. I'm going to say remove the spacing before the paragraph, and nothing happens. So I'm going to go back to Format, Line and Spacing, remove the space after the paragraph, and there we have no extra spaces. But now I can't tell the difference between the beginning of the first paragraph and the second paragraph. So I'm going to go to Format, Align and Indent. And from this drop-down menu, go all the way down to the bottom, Indentation Options. And again, Special Indent, first line, by, and I have to put in the number myself, 0.5 or half an inch. Apply. See, it says it's in inches. And now we have a well-formatted MLA document. When you're in Google Docs like this, you have to save as a PDF before you upload to Blackboard. So I would not name it this. I would give it my last name. So that's what I would do here. I rename this document. Last name, whatever your last name is, and the name of the assignment, period 2.4, whatever, and the date. And you can't use slashes, so it has to be either periods or nothing. If it was September 1st of 2020, I would be 9/1/2020, like that. so that I know what the date that of this draft is. I know what the assignment is, and my last name tells your professor who it is. And now you've named the document, and you need to go to File, Download, and you download. If you're in Microsoft, if you've got Microsoft Word, you should not be in Google Docs. And if you save it as a Microsoft Word document before you upload it to Blackboard, but you don't have Microsoft Word, you won't be able to edit it. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. If you do have Google Docs, save it as a PDF. When I click on PDF, it goes up there. When I click on that, last name, assignment. So this is what I'm going to either drag to my desktop or just upload directly to Microsoft Word, to Blackboard for my assignment. But then I'll have my original on my drive so that I can keep editing for the next draft. I hope that helps put things into perspective on how to use MLA formatting on both Google Docs and Microsoft Word. And if you have any questions, please send me an email.